Hey guys, welcome to Awkwardhousebae. That's me. I'm Ashley, and if you haven't figured out by now, you guys are my angels. So that's why I'm calling you my awkward angels. And to my 50 angels following me, thank you so much. I'm at 50 subscribers. I know that doesn't seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but to me, I'm just really happy and thankful and grateful to everybody following me. So, to kind of like say thank you and to give you guys like a lighter video today, I'm gonna share with you a story about how I got into. Well, hold on. Let me pause this real quick and see and Google if I'm allowed to say this. Okay, I can. I was actually a fetish model when I was 18. So how did I get into that? You're probably wondering. Well, I always like had this dream that I wanted to be a model, not that I thought that I was like so pretty or anything like that, but people had told me that when I was younger, you could be a model, blah, blah, blah. And I had seen shows like America's Next Top Model, and I really, really wanted to be a model. So at first, when I was, really young, maybe like 15, I did like a couple weeks of Barbizon modeling classes, and that felt really stupid to me. Those classes, I felt bad because my parents did spend a lot of money on it. Um, because they were trying to make me happy after all that happened to me, and the classes were just, bad. And actually, one of my friends that also went to the class, the acting coach from the Barbizon school, he started like, back then they had instant messaging. He was instant messaging her inappropriate stuff. So the whole Barbizon thing is a scam. Don't anybody get into that. But then I discovered a website called Model Mayhem, and it is like a modeling website for people like independent models. And I had just lost a ton of weight. I'm 5'7" and I was 98 pounds. So I thought, well, I'm finally skinny enough to be a model. I'm gonna try to do like independent modeling. So I uploaded a couple pictures on the site, and I got contacted by a local photographer, and he said I had no idea about this business at all. So he said he would, take my pictures, but he wouldn't pay me, but he would give me those pictures for free to use for my portfolio, which I didn't have one. So I was like, okay, I'll go. So me and my boyfriend at the time, we actually went there. It was maybe like an hour north drive. We showed up there, and he was like a nerdy little guy. He had like a typical bachelor pad type of apartment. We went in there and we just talked a little bit. We went to the beach, and it was like normal. And we took like bathing suit pictures, and some of those came out really well. And I liked them. We went to a park, and we took some shots there. But then we went back to his house, and he told my boyfriend, I need to take pictures of her by herself, so you just wait here. And it did seem a little scary to me, but I just did it because I was dumb and naive, and I really wanted to try and make a career in modeling. And we went in the room, and he straight up told me, he was like, listen, you'll never be like a print model or anything like that. Like, the way that you can make money or have some sort of notoriety in the modeling world is you can do like photos for photographers that are trying to practice and learn, and charge them. And most of them want to do like semi-nude or lingerie type of shoots. And he also said that he had a connection with a guy who was really, really well known in the modeling world of fetish modeling, and he said that you could also make money doing that. And they post like videos on these sites that people buy the videos off of, and they charge like per minute for the videos, so you can make money in modeling doing that. But he said you'll never make money modeling. You're not pretty enough. And so that hurt me, but I still, because then I thought, I could still try and see how it goes. And, maybe, I could still make money and make my career modeling. So I stayed in touch with that photographer, and then he, he was like, listen, I want to introduce you to this really prominent photographer in the fetish world. He's my friend. And so we went to this guy's house, and he introduced me to him, and he showed me his portfolio, and they were beautiful, beautiful pictures. I mean, they were fetish type of pictures, like bondage type of pictures, but they weren't like ugly photos. They were really, really artistic and pretty. And he had showed me this one model that was really popular, I guess, in the fetish world, and her name was Jenny Check, and she made tons of videos. She was really well known. She was really pretty, blonde, beautiful, girl next door type of girl. And he had filmed, he had made videos and taken photos of her many, many times. So this photographer guy, he really liked me for some reason. I mean, he just like wanted to take me under his wing. So I never really talked to that first photographer guy ever again. But I went to this photographer guy's house, and he had this like underground room, which I don't even know how is possible in Florida. I thought you couldn't have basements in Florida, but it was some kind of underground room, and it was like this elaborate dungeon with all these things like straight jackets and like chains hanging from the walls and stuff. And it was really intimidating. And I said, like, I'll take these photos, but I don't want to do, anything, other than, you know, I'm not showing anything below the belt. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, I'll show topless is one thing, but no pants, I'm not doing that. And he said, that's fine. You don't have to do that. So we did just photos at first, but he was like, listen, you can have these photos for your portfolio, but what I really want is videos. If you want my contacts, if you want, me to take you under my wing, you have to do these fetish videos. So we did some like just solo fetish videos, and like I remember one, it was like a straight jacket, like, oh god, I don't even know if these videos are still on the web online. I pray they're not. But and then I met this other girl. She came one time. He had flown her out to actually be in the videos with me, and she was really small and she looked really young, but she was an adult. And she told me that she was adopted and she was raised Mennonite and she ran away. And we did a couple of videos together, like girls in distress type of videos. And then he did hook us up with some of his contacts, and I was making $100 an hour, a minimum of 3 hours. That's what he told me to say. So that's what I said, and they totally agreed with that. I went to this other guy's house, and he was like super, super wealthy. Like, he took us on a tour throughout his house. It was so big and beautiful, and he took us into his wife's closet and he showed us all her shoes. He had like a shoe fetish, like high heels, fancy high heels. She had so many high heels, and it felt kind of weird. He actually made us put on her high heels. I don't know if she knew about that or not, but he actually had like a replica of a cop car, and we did like these girls getting arrested and like acting like brats in the back of a cop car. I guess that's some guys. There was no nudity involved at all in that video. Just us in handcuffs and wearing shorts and like maybe like a shirt like this, and just like being like brats and like mouthing off to the cops. And then like another video that I said I did, girls in distress. That was just like crying and having handcuffs or whatever, and being like you're upset. And trying to think of another stupid one I had to do. I felt so idiotic doing this. If anyone finds this video, oh my god, it will be embarrassing. But I had to do one where this guy, he was a licensed hypnotist, and he was swearing that he could hypnotize us, and he was gonna hypnotize us. So he hypnotized that girl that I talked about earlier, and I don't know if she was pretending or not, but she was acting like she was hypnotized, and he was like asking her all these weird questions, and I just pretended to be hypnotized, but I told him that I was hypnotized, but I really wasn't. And like I said, there was no nudity involved in that. So people have very, very weird fetishes, and how I ended up stopping that is I got another friend involved with me. She really wanted to copy everything that I did. Like, she had money, so I don't really understand. Like, her dad had money, and he took care of his whole family very well, but she just wanted to do what I did. So she wanted to do modeling, and she was my friend. So it's like, okay, you can meet this guy and see if he likes you. And apparently he did like her, and he liked her a lot. And I guess she got like too friendly with him, and she ended up, I don't know what happened, but he told me one thing and she told me another. And basically, since she was my friend and everything, he just had a bad taste in his mouth over the whole thing. So after I lost that guy who kind of had all the connections, I tried on my own one time. I was talking to this one photographer guy, and we set it up, and I went there. It was supposed to be that he had a hotel room for me, but then it was his house. And then it was supposed to be I had my own room, but then it was his bedroom. And I just ran out of the house when he went to the bathroom. I didn't even stay. And then I never tried my hand at any sort of modeling like that ever again. So, I made a bad choice there. Maybe I could have made something of myself with that modeling direction, but to be honest, I'm glad I stopped that. And, I guess it was kind of an interesting experience learning about all the different types of things that people can do. But I, I'm thankful that there's not many of those videos floating around. Hopefully they're all gone. That was years and years and years and years ago. But You know, the internet lives forever. But anyway, that's my story about how I had a little tiny foray into the world of fetish modeling. I feel creepy saying that. I just wanted to be a star, damn it. And, you know, I tried my hand at it and it wasn't really for me. But I have, like I said, that one girl, Jenny Check or whatever, she made a great career out of it. And there's many, many beautiful photos of her. And, you know, she's very well known. So it is possible, but it just wasn't for me. So I know this video was creepy, but it was a little bit lighter, you know, a little bit more entertaining than me rehashing my trauma dumping. So anyway, thanks again for the 50 subscribers. It means everything to me. I love you all so much. Bye, my awkward angels.